the Caribbean Association of Georgia, a humanitarian body organization. We are a nonprofit 501c3 where we cater for the veterans. We feed them every year. Coming on to that moment, it will be in the month of December. And by the president's statements, you're going to know the time, the event, and how you can donate, and what we'll ask you to participate in terms of voluntary service to help us to serve those veterans and to participate in whatever we are giving back to the service to our country. And also, we also able to feed the hungry and so on and so forth. You're going to hear most of that of what the organization is doing for the community and how you can get on board and you can get involved. And we are also looking for people to be a part of our board, and you're going to hear more about our electoral process and everything else that will be in our beautiful, amazing president when she's going to do our address, as she normally does the best way she know how, with a great voice, better than I am. With that being said, once again, it's 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am tasked as your Sergeant of Arms to make sure I open with a word of prayer and take you along the meeting this evening. With that being said, I'm a Pentecostal pastor, and I pray in the name of Jesus. I invite you that we pray at this moment. Father and God, we give you praise, honor, and glory. We thank you for this day that you has made, that we will rejoice and be glad in it. Father, we thank you for this meeting of this great body, this great organization. We thank you for our leadership of this body, oh God, our President, Christy Newton, our Vice President, Camille Fitzsimmons, oh God, our Treasurer, our Secretary, our Sergeant at Arms, and every one of our members at this moment. We thank you that give us the strength, the courage, the wisdom, and knowledge for this great organization. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. For current affairs, we know that Jamaica, Haiti, and a few more countries was hit by Melissa. And someone asks, who is Melissa? Melissa is the name that was given to the hurricane. I will ask for us to pause for 1 minute of silence for the tragedy that's hit the Caribbean by Hurricane Melissa. It's 5:03, and we're going to be back 5:04, starting from now. All right, the end the minute of silence, and I'm tasked to allow our beautiful and amazing Norma Stanley. We're going to do the welcome and let you know that you're on to a great organization where everyone function in their skill set. Norma Stanley going to do our welcome this evening and also our roll call.
Good evening, and welcome to the Caribbean Association of Georgia's November general meeting. Basically, this is a wonderful organization for people who want to be a part of providing services and really connecting with the Caribbean community. So with regards to the roll call, I'm just going to name some of the board members, and whoever else wants to say who they are here, we would welcome you to do that. I'm Norma Stanley, the secretary. And so go ahead.
Christine Newton, president of CAG.
Sion Rodney, the Sergeant at Arms.
Are there any other board members?
Camila is absent at the moment. She's in transit. She'll be on later meeting.
Any of the general parties I would like to be able to say that they're here? General attendees?
No, that's okay. You can go continue.
Okay, well, that was all I was supposed to do. So we thank you for being here today, and it's going to be a very informative meeting, and we'll turn it over to Madam President.
Thank you very much, Norma, and for doing what you did in welcoming and also the roll call. And we know this organization, which was the visionary and the brainchild and the baby of our president, take on the initiative that every month of our meeting, we identify the islands that celebrated their independence, because we are Caribbean Association of Georgia, where we see ourselves as many Caribbean, one island, one Walter, and we have the same kind of food but different spices. And she take on as a brainchild, as her baby, that in every meeting we will have an island that celebrate the independence be highlighted and celebrated as a part of our meeting and as a part of our organization. With that being said, I will bring to the fore in the person of Kim Derrick, the president of Barbados Association, which is going to tell us of Barbados celebrating their independence November 3rd. With that being said, I will hand you over to Miss Kim Derrick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to this occasion. I am Kim Derrick, and yes, I am the president of the Barbados Association of Georgia. I'm also an entrepreneur. I own my company, Virtuosity Soul Entertainment Inc., which is a conglomerate entertainment company that provides from entertainment to song system to performance and everything else. Um, Barbados independence is actually November 30th, which is at the end of the month. But currently, everywhere is that is Barbadian is celebrating Barbados' independence as we speak from November 1st. And what we have planned is we're going to be um, giving away to, I believe it is UBIG. They're going to be doing an event, I believe, on the 15th of November, but the Barbados Association of Georgia will be doing an event December 13th to celebrate our independence as well as our give back for Christmas season. The organization, Barbados Association of Georgia, like any other Caribbean association, we want to help in any which way we can for what just took place, the horrific hurricane damage that happened in Jamaica and in Haiti and other islands that were affected. And we are ready and willing to roll up our sleeves and come and help with anything that needs to be done. So, in with that being said, just let us know what you need from us, and if we can provide it, by all means, we will give it. Um, but yeah, so I again back on track. The association will be celebrating its independence later in December, which is the 13th of December, so that we don't try to get anything confused with any other Barbadian organization here in Georgia. Um, we are thankful and grateful to be a part of the Caribbean Association. Looking forward to getting more, partnerships with you guys. I'm looking forward for more information from you. Um, can also forward I think I sent it to Camila, but I will send it again and I will send the Barbados Association email address so that in case you guys need to correspond or for any events that we're doing, we will definitely be inviting you and encourage, good partnerships throughout the region because I am not only Barbadian, but I have St. Lucian roots. And I have Vincentian roots as well. So I'm not just a Barbadian. My parents came from other Caribbean islands. So I'm extremely proud to be a West Indian. All right. So that's about it. And I'm looking forward to, hearing more about the organization. And thank you.
So once again, thank you very much for that information. And certainly you're going to be hearing from our president, and that is Christian Newton. By now you see who she is, the only one with her hair let down, with that beautiful glasses and that smile that she always wear while she works very hard. And she's certainly going to reach out to you. And before the end of this podcast, our organization have the links to donate for what Camille has done. Not Camille, Christine, sorry. Not Christine either. What the hurricane has done to Jamaica on the serious side of things. She going to tell you where the link is, how you can get on board, how you can donate, because our organization have a link there where you can make donation and stuff. And before the week is out, she's going to tell you, you're going to know the list of what is asking for. like torchlights and batteries and pads and whatever that is so needed, water, band-aid, whatever you're going to hear from the president. And I don't want to overlap my responsibility, which is minuscule compared to what she has. So she will act in her role and her capacity. And sorry to say she's going through because she also is a Jamaican, which I am not. So what about a person to tell you from a place of pain and experience, because she has family that is back home still, and probably she trying to get in touch with them also. The better person is Christy Newton, our president. So with that being said, once again, thank you very much. And we know we're going to be in touch with you. And we also already in touch with you, Big, if you do not know. That's a close one of our allies, the Caribbean Association of Georgia. So our next on the agenda is Antigua and Bermuda. Antigua and Bermuda, and we're going to have Norma Stanley going to tell us about Antigua and Bermuda. Norma Stanley, the floor is.
Yes, hi. My name is Norma Stanley, and I was born in Antigua, in St. John, I'm sorry. But Antigua and Barbuda received their independence in 1981 from the United Kingdom. The official actual holiday is celebrated if it starts on a weekend on November 1st. If it falls on a weekend, they'll actually celebrate it starting on Monday, on November 3rd. And so, being born there, I grew up here. So that's why I don't have a very heavy accent. My parents were from Montserrat. And so half of us were born in Montserrat and the other half were born in Antigua, and the last two were born in the US. There were 8 of us. And so yes, I my experience with Antigua is just visiting a few times, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's 365 beaches, one for every day of the year, which is something that I'd absolutely love. And it actually, Barbuda has one of the largest colonies for bird colonies in the Western Hemisphere, which a lot of people don't realize that. And so it also, did you know our national flag, the Antigua Barbuda national flag, came as a result of a competition. There were about 600 entries, and it reflects our, all the culture, all the heritage. It has, what did they said, it was created in competition, and it has the sea, the sun, and of course the rising of the sun, which is representing our independence. Let me see what else I can tell you about Antigua. Some really interesting things I even learned as somebody who was born there but did not grow up there. It has no rivers and no lakes due to its geology. The fresh water that they use comes from subterranean groundwater, which is interesting. Was very interesting to me anyway. Then they actually have a mountain. The highest peak is called Boggy Peak, which was actually renamed in 2009 in honor of President Obama, and they called it Obama Peak. But I understand now that some of the locals want to change it back to Boggy Peak, so we'll see what happens with that. And let me see. I think there's one more piece of information. Our national dish is fungi and pepper pot, and fungi is cornmeal made with okra, and they often pair it with pepper pot. My family used to make it with fish, and pepper pot is basically it's pork. I forget the part of the pork, but it's pork involved, and it's very, very, very spicy. I do remember that. My mom only made it a few times that I remember. But and I'm planning actually on going back next year and visiting and seeing what it is that I missed the last time when I was there, 2010. And so there's so much to discover about Antigua, but it's a beautiful, beautiful country. Oprah has a house there. There's a bunch of celebrities who own homes there. And I gotta say, one of my sticking points is that there are a lot more people of other cultures living there than I would like to see. But that's happening everywhere. It kind of throws me for a loop when I see a white person with a West Indian accent, but it happens, so it's okay. So anyway, Antigua Barbuda today is its National Independence Day, and a wonderful country. If you haven't visited, definitely visit. And I don't know if they had any. I've been trying to reach out to the association here, and I have not had any success. So I don't know if Christine has a relationship with them, but I'm hoping to connect with them too, so I can make sure that we have a connection with that organization in all that we are trying to do to assist Jamaica and all the other countries that may need assistance from with regards to what happened with Hurricane Melissa. And that's all I have for you today. I hope that was interesting.
Thank you very much, Miss Norma. And I
Thank
just
you.
learned that our national dish is a part of your dish culture. Pepper pot is our national dish, and I'm from Guyana, mind you.
Ah.
Guyana, South America. And
Mm-hmm.
someone was probably want to know of our vice president, which was alluded earlier by our president, that she will be joining shortly, and her name is Camille Fitzsimmons. She's on the line, and she also is a Jamaican. With that being said, Dominica also celebrate their independence, and Mr. Sherwin James, a former president of the Dominica Association of Atlanta, gonna tell us all that he have in recollection, past, present, and probably if he have hints of the future, whether it be infrastructure, culture, and sports, whatever, that we all can pack up our bags and travel to Dominica. Mr. Sherwin James.
Before Mr. Sharwin speak, I just want to say, are we going to have Guyana and Antigua pepper pot cook-off?
That sounds interesting.
One second before you move on. She said fungi, but in Barbados we call it cuckoo, and that is our national dish in Barbados.
Ah,
Cuckoo and flying
Wow.
fish. Oh yes. So we
yes.
have a lot of similarities there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
one culture, one water.
Correct.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, Mr. Sherwin.
All right. Good evening. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes, very much.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad to be there, honestly, and I'm very proud to share information about the Commonwealth of Dominica. I'm just going to touch on like four topics. I'm going to touch on like the nature, the people, the history of the government, and obviously culture. So as you may know, Dominica is known as the nature island of the Caribbean due to its abundant forest, right? And volcanic features and its unique wildlife. About 75% of Dominica is covered by rainforest. We have a Kubuli National Trail. I'm not too sure if you guys have heard about that, which spans 115 miles from the north to the south of the island, and is the Caribbean's first long-distance hiking trail. So if you guys ever visit Dominica, please, you may not do the entire trail, but at least do a section of it. It takes 14 days to complete the entire trail. Dominica is of volcanic origin and currently has 9 active volcanoes, the highest concentration of active volcanoes per square mile in the world, not just the Caribbean, the world. It is home to the world's second largest boiling lake. I believe the largest one is in Switzerland. I may be wrong, but I believe so. The Cicero parrot, which can only be found in Dominica, is our national bird. It's a sanctuary for resident sperm whales. Some of you may have heard that, but if not, it is, making it the only country in the world where they reside year-round. It is said to have 365 rivers. I know Antigua just mentioned 365, I believe, beaches, but we have rivers, one for every day of the year. There are no poisonous snakes or spiders on the island, so if you guys come to Dominica, you're safe. You don't have to worry about if you see a snake or a spider, it's poisonous or anything like that. So you guys are good there. I'm gonna go ahead and touch on the people. The population of Dominica is approximately 66,200 people. About 85% of them being of African descent, a mixed race of 9%, and the indigenous people of like roughly 6%, and other groups. The island was originally inhabited by the Arawak people, who were later displaced by the Kalinago people. Okay. Dominica has the largest indigenous Kalinago community in the Caribbean. They named the island Waitikubuli, which I mentioned the Waitikubuli National Trail earlier. So they named the island Waitikubuli, meaning tall is her body. About 3,000 Kalinago currently live or reside on a 3,700-acre territory on the island's east coast, preserving their language, crafts, and traditions. Dominica has the highest, you may have heard that, but if not, we have the highest centenarians per capita in the world. It is home to the oldest documented person ever. Her name is Elizabeth Israel, or was, obviously. She passed away. She died at the age of 128. So I hope we get to live to be 128, maybe 130. And she's also known as Ma Pampo. Okay, so I wanted to mention that part as well. And she resided north of the island. I'm from the southern part of the island, so you never know. Maybe from the south, we might probably live a little older than that. I'm going to touch on the history or the government of Dominica in relation to Dominica, sorry. The French were the first Europeans to colonize Dominica in 1632, but the island changed hands between the French and the British multiple times. Britain gained full control of the island in 1763. It remained under British rule until it gained its independence on 3rd November 1978, with Patrick Rowland John as its first prime minister. Most of you may have heard of Dame Mary Eugenia Charles, but Mary Eugenia Charles became the prime minister in 1980, making her the first female to hold a post in the Caribbean. Presently, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit of the Dominica Labour Party is currently the Prime Minister of Dominica. And the President, her name is Mrs. Sylvanie Burton. She has been the President since 2023, and she's the first woman and first indigenous Kalinago President in Dominica. So in terms of the culture, which is going to be the final part, is Dominica's culture is a blend of indigenous, African, French, and British influences, evident in its like Creole music, the language, and the traditions. English, as you know, is our official language, and French Creole is widely spoken on the island. Dominica has several traditional dances. Two of them, or two popular and energetic forms, the bele, accompanied by the tabu drum, and quadrille, accompanied by jingping, a distinctive Dominican Creole music genre. I can dance the quadrille, but not quite the bele, so maybe you might see me in action one day. Other music genres distinctive to Dominica, the kada calypso and the bouillon type of music. So I'm assuming you've heard of those type of music. I wish I could have sing it there to provide some type of demonstration, but I can sing quite well. And Dominica is in the midst of celebrating its 47th year of independence, which highlights the World Creole Music Festival, the only one of its kind. I think the World Creole Music Festival was recently scheduled. It was last weekend, and it was a blast. Let's see, what else can I talk about? During the independence season, you can enjoy lots of local cuisine, including the national dish, ours is kalaloo. And kalaloo is typically made of like leafy greens, coconut milk, crab, or meats or other vegetables. It's like a mixture of different foods. The national wear is a full display with madras, cloth incorporated in a variety of unique designs, which is why I'm wearing this right now as the male. This is typically the type of clothing we dress with, like a white top with a kind of like a madras type of clothing. So it just all depends. There's a variety So I wore it just to kind of like share with you. Yesterday was our Journée Creole, or we call it in English Creole Day. It is annually celebrated like the last Friday of October. If you haven't visited Dominica during that particular period or that particular time of the year, this time around would be a great experience for you to visit. So I would highly encourage you guys make it to the World Creole Music Festival during one of those years. As we say in Dominica, we eat, speak, and live the culture. So the theme of this year is 47 years of progress and purpose. I hope I get that right. And I want to thank you again for having me. And that's what I have for us this evening.
Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Shorwing, James. And we would like to know, the Caribbean Association, what is the secret tea? What is the secret food or the secret sauce that she used to live 128 years? I would like to know.
Yes, definitely want to know.
It's probably somewhere. You'll find out. Just do some research, ask a Dominican, and you should find out. Trust me.
If you find out before us, just let us know. We will definitely get on board.
You never know. Maybe next time I meet with you or with you guys, I might be able to share.
Awesome, awesome. And we can know where we can pick up all your fine clothing and we can able to make it part of our sometime of festive culture. Because we have a festival that is coming up in the month of June. You're going to hear more about the dates from our president, and probably somebody can put a display of a Dominican clothing, and probably you can talk to her and she can fit you in a part of the event and so forth. You're going to hear that from the president and not me, because she's the leader of the organization. But once again, thank you for taking time off your busy schedule.
Yeah, and we do have an event tomorrow. It's a gala where we'll be showcasing like most individuals. We request that they come with their national wear. I can provide the details for you. So if in case you're interested, you guys are welcome to attend.
Okay, great. Can you share that information quickly with the president? And she gonna make it on our blog, and if one or two
Go ahead and announce it so that the people know. Go ahead. Like where is it? What time is it? Or send us if you don't
I have
it.
the flyer. I have the flyer. I'm gonna get it, and then I'll let you guys know exactly where it is.
Okay.
And I'll also send it to the president so she can she has an idea and she can share it with you guys as well.
And probably she has some time on her calendar tomorrow. She maybe show up with her dancing shoes to challenge you on the dancing floor if you will be there.
Oh, I mean, you never know. But I don't think I'll be dancing tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Maybe another time.
Okay,
Take
great,
care.
great. Also, we know that Suriname also celebrate their independence, and we're gonna have a video presentation to let us know what's going on in Suriname.
I'm sorry, Sian. I don't have a video presentation. However, I just want to mention something about, and I hope I'm doing the right pronunciation. So if anyone out there is from Suriname, correct me on my pronunciation, but a little bit about Suriname. It gained its independence from the Netherlands on November 25th, 1975. It's a unique blend of cultural expressions. They do parades and fireworks on the festive day and street parades. They have highlighting the ethnic diversity of Suriname with performances from the various communities, including the Maroons, Hindustani, and I cannot pronounce the last one. However, celebration is November 25th. And if someone is out there from Suriname, share your culture. If you have a flyer, if you have something going on, let us know. CaribbeanGeorgia.org. Back to you.
Thank you, Madam President. And that's what I said is her brainchild. She came up with a baby of let us highlight in a Caribbean country and the celebration in terms of independence. And thank you for the great that input you put into garner something about Suriname. Suriname also is one of the closest neighbor to Guyana. Yes, 2008, I made a short stint after being bored in Guyana, and at the click of your finger, I was in Suriname. So once again, thank you, Madam President. We know we are in the voting season, and not midterm, but state voting for leadership, or statewide voting for leadership in the various counties. And also we know they are voting for school boards and the different part of the leadership in the different counties. So I would like you to know that voting is on the 4th of November. So we want you to go out and represent your community and know your leaders that you are voting for. Make sure you research them, know what their goals are, know what they stand for, and that it's aligned with you. With that being said, you're not only going to your normal place of vote only, you're voting in two separate locations. Wherever your county is, you're going to a municipal place. Wherever your municipal place is, that is where you're going to go and vote. That's one part of your voting. And then you go to your local polling of voting, because different officials you are voting for at the municipal, and another one you vote at your local polling place. So on November 4th, make sure you use your voice. Your voice is your vote. I normally say, if you don't vote, do not complain. If you do not vote, do not have a problem with the laws that are passing, because you had an opportunity to use your voice. You have the opportunity to use the one most and important tool you have to exercise your greatest franchise, and that is with your vote. Make sure you let your household know your children are the age of voting. Of course, they have to be a U.S. citizen to vote. Local and international election, all voting process, you have to be a citizen. But make sure you let your wife, your husband, whoever is living with you, your partner, your best friend, your roommate, make sure you share the word, because we are living in a time where your vote is much needed ever than before. And as a 501c company, we are non-partisan, so we cannot take a person to approach to tell you who to vote for, but we are telling you that you need to vote, and your vote is your voice, and your voice what matter. So you're leaving here not knowing that we tell you with direction you should cast your vote, but we're encouraging you to use your franchise, use your voice, and that is your vote, and it's well needed on November 4th. So get in tune with your county wherever you're living, whether it be Gwinnett, whether it be in Clarkson, whether it be in Lawrenceville, whether it be in McDonough, wherever it is. Know what would get in special election, who is whatever it is, and you need to get into the game of voting. We always take a posture that only the presidential election means much more to us, but that is the last stop, because some of the state and local laws are made by the local official. Some people even know that this state have a Senate and a House locally. Did you even know that you have a councilman and a councilwoman representing? Some of us feel that the national election appoints your school board. And then you complain why your children is going through all that they're going through with the laws that are made by the schools department. We need to get ourselves informed, be knowledgeable, and use the greatest tool that we have, and that is your voice with your vote. November 4th is the time to exercise your franchise.
Now,
Next,
if they want to find where they're, where to vote, if they've moved, or if they've, just want to find out where to vote in their area, go to mvp.sos.georgia.gov, or just Google my voter page, and it will come up, and you can find your location. Just in case it has changed, look it up before you go.
and we are asking you in all to the 10th power to be 10 toes down with please give your voice, your vote. Ever before we ever ask, we're asking now in a bipartisan way, give your voice, your vote. Next, we have Gina Mangham, community advocate, community-wide education campaign to inform residents about the risk, cost, health concerns related to proposed to large-scale data center development near neighborhoods, particularly in communities of color. With that being said, I will bring to the floor no other than Miss Gina, who's going to speak to us this evening.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you so much for having me. And as I listen to the description of all of these wonderful places, I just like to take it all away and not be the one to bring bad news, but it's not necessarily bad news. It's information. And I'm glad you talked about the power of the vote, not because you can vote on this issue, but the people that represent us make decisions on issues that are very important. And I believe, that the national level is important, but all politics is local because that's what we can really, really affect. So I thank you for having me. I'm ready to go to Antigua. I'm ready to go lots of places, but today I'm here. So if you wouldn't mind, I only have a few minutes and can you share the screen? Because I do have a PowerPoint. I won't go through the whole thing, but I do want to make some points about what's happening in DeKalb County. Do we have
Go
any
ahead.
DeKalb County residents here? All right. So let me see if I can click on start slideshow, the beginning. Okay, so this is actually a nationwide issue. It's just coming home to DeKalb because presently they are considering not only a large scale data center in Ellenwood, but they're also considering a law that would enable data centers to be developed in DeKalb. So, how many people are familiar with data centers? Okay, so when I was working in corporate America, a data center was the floor that we called the computer room. Or if you had a problem, you called downstairs and you talked to someone. What's happening with the explosion of AI is they are finding the need to have large scale data campuses that store just tons of data. Right. So the way AI works is the more data you have, the more it has to process, and then it comes up with a solution. I'm not here to debate the benefits or the downsides of AI because AI is here. We use phones, we use computers, we use social media, and it has its benefits. But in order to process that data, there are different options to doing that. And so this is really the type of development that we're talking about. We're no longer at computer rooms. We are at large scale data campuses. And what they're proposing in Ellenwood, only as a first, is a 96-acre site. All of the trees will be destroyed, but more importantly, all around it, and this is not the Ellenwood site, this is just similar to that. There are residential homes. And that is our biggest concern because there's many concerns about that. So you all know about AI. I'm sure you've heard of AI. Um, and so DeKalb County is actually actively marketing these things. Why? Because Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Google, these folks are willing to pay big dollars to the county for letting them install these things. But the question is, how does it affect our communities? And so that's just another example of a data center. Now, I work with a group called Renew DeKalb. We are an advocacy organization. We provide community education and we fight for the rights of DeKalb County citizens, especially on the south and east side. People that look like me. I'm not ashamed to say it. We are working for South and East DeKalb because to a large extent we have been ignored and we have a really nice community and we're just trying to sustain that community. And the Caribbean population is an important part of our community. So what are our concerns? I'm sorry, is this thing showing? Okay, there you go. The environmental impact, tree removal. But one of the really big things is the amount of water and power these things require. And in fact, this whole presentation is based on a U.S. Department of Energy study that was completed last year. And the word they use is massive. Massive amounts of water to cool these computers and massive amounts of electricity because they have to run 24/7. And then the bigger the site, the more power that's required. There's operational concerns. I don't know if you all remember BioLab, but when there was a problem in Conyers with the BioLab facility, when there was a fire, it affected people as far as Fulton County, even though it was in Rockdale because of the emissions. The health and quality concerns are, I'll go into briefly, and then, of course, socioeconomic concerns. So this is just a high carbon footprint. It takes a lot of electricity and a lot of water. Now, the strain on the local infrastructure, I won't go through all the numbers, I don't have time, but these are just some numbers that give you an idea of what these things need. Data centers can require up to 500 million gallons of water per day. That's equivalent to water usage to 20 to 50,000 people. People that have already experienced data centers in their area have seen a reduction in water pressure and water contamination because they have to put a chemical in that water in order for it to act as a coolant. It's not just water alone. I don't know how many of you know, but there is a consent decree in place for DeKalb County where the federal government has said that the sewage management system is not adequate and we are required to fix it. So now we're talking about putting an added burden on our water system that's already deficient. Also, earlier this year, the Board of Commissioners passed a 10% per year increase in our water rates. So our water bills are already going up. And there's basically no end in sight to how many data centers could come in and continue to increase the consumption. And the biggest thing is there's really no one to operate or to look at the standards or to monitor what happens when a data center comes in. So I really encourage you all you have to do is Google data centers and you can see or go to YouTube. There are real life experiences of how these things are affecting real people. So it's great to talk about, numbers and water cooling systems and grids, but the real issue is how does this affect everyday people who have to live by these things? I've talked about the high power demand, but it's also a strain on our grid. And one of the problems is when you have 159 counties, like in Georgia, you got a data center here in Clayton, you got a data center over here in Newton County, but this affects the grid statewide. And so then you have the potential of outages when that grid is overburdened. Health and quality of life, which is most important to me, these things create noise. It's an ongoing hum, and people have experienced mental health issues, can't sleep. There are videos of people in Virginia, who is the only state that has more of these than Georgia already has. And, there's a man who changed out all his windows. He moved his family to the basement so they could sleep. These are real issues that folks aren't really talking about. They emit light. right? Because they're open 24/7. You don't see it in the daytime, but at night, in Mansfield County, they were saying that they don't even need night lights in their house because these things emit so much light. The air quality, these generators run because data centers have to stay up 24/7. And so these generators have to keep running and testing, and they emit pollutants. And that's one of our greatest concerns because usually with pollutants, you don't find out till years later that there's an adverse impact on the public. And again, there's no regulatory agency that's charged with monitoring these things. So once the zoning is passed, and if they don't comply with what they're supposed to do, or if there's problems with water or electricity, there's really no one to go to. And you're talking about some very big, very influential companies. It's really hard to fight Amazon, Google, Microsoft, especially when there's no regulatory agencies charged with looking at them. Another big issue is they only have a cycle of 15 to 20 years. As we all know, technology is changing quickly. So once you put one of these things in a community, what happens when they leave? I don't know if you're familiar with the General Motors plant in Doraville, but when General Motors closed down, there were environmental problems. It was a big eyesore. They left old equipment, and nobody would touch that site for years. Environmental cleanup is not only a threat to our community, but it's also a problem once they decide to go away and do something else. So, we have a number of solutions to these problems, and I'll talk about that briefly. Once again, strain on emergency services. If there's a fire out there, I'm not sure that we have the capacity to deal with it. Devastating land use. I talked about green space, but also the site they are looking at now for a data center in Ellenwood, that was slotted to be 300 homes. But what happened is one of these companies, and they don't tell you who, by the way, come in and they said, oh, we'll buy that land for much more money. So instead of building 300 homes, now these people are looking at having a data center in their backyard. Those aren't the plans that we really had for our communities. We want homes, we want good economic development, we just want to live in peace. So the most of the available land is in South and East DeKalb, and yes, those are people of color. We are people of color, and we are the ones most affected by this. Now, I'm not saying that they're targeting us. It's just a fact that North DeKalb is developed and we have the most available land. And even the planning department has admitted that when I asked, are these going to be equitably distributed across the county? They said, well, you know, most of the land is in South DeKalb. So I talked about this. The last thing is these things don't even generate jobs. It doesn't take a whole lot to watch a bunch of computers roll. So I've heard all kinds of numbers. First, they actually started out at 9. Then they increased it to include the jobs that are created from actual development. But once the thing is built, those jobs are gone. The other thing is, even though they're offering money to the county is offering tax incentives. So some of that money is going to be abated at the very beginning. And as the machines depreciate over time, the amount of revenue that comes to the county decreases over time. I already talked about the low staffing needs. They really only need a few people to run them. It's highly specialized. And the security requirements are very high. So we have been successful in extending the moratorium until December. It's actually till December 16th, but the Board of Commissioners doesn't meet again after the 16th of December. So that was back in September. They had their first, actually their second meeting, and we've managed to put this thing off so that we can continue to develop better standards and keep these large scale data centers out of neighborhoods. So I never complain or go before the commission without a solution. We want no large scale data centers. We want to build up rather than out and keep them in commercial areas or industrial areas. And we think that's reasonable. We're not saying nothing at all. Just don't plop these large scale, dangerous data centers in communities where people live. And quite frankly, where Black people live. And this is very detailed. We want to also limit the size and number of these things. Georgia already has anywhere. I've heard numbers. It was 160 at one time, but now I've heard 200 of these things. I mean, how many data centers do we really need? And the reason they're coming to Georgia is land is cheap and power is cheap compared to the rest of the country. So we're really being exploited for 30 pieces of silver, and we really need to make sure that our residents are protected. So we have been advocating. Again, we're with Renew DeKalb. We are an advocacy organization. We're not telling you how to vote, but we are encouraging you to encourage your members to vote in the Public Service Commission election that's coming up. A lot of people know about municipal elections and school board. Nobody pays attention to the PSC, and those are the people that set rates on power and decide what kind of expansions are going to be here. You may have heard of Plant Vogel. We were promised that that would lower our rates. It ended up costing twice as much as it was supposed to. Took twice as long to build, and our rates have increased 3 times since 2022. So you be the judge. All right. So I hope I didn't run through that too quickly. What we are asking is that you come out to the Board of Commissioners meeting on November 20th. It's at 5:30 at 178 Sam Street. You don't have to speak. We're just trying to get a crowd, because when we get a crowd, the board pays attention. The reason why these things get slipped in there is because we aren't paying attention and we're not letting our voices be heard. And so they had a meeting in September. They put it off, but the crowds are growing. We are reaching out to more and more communities every day. This is just a list of some of the groups. We have every district in DeKalb except District 1, which is unaffected. They're all cities up in the northeastern or northwestern end. We have every single district represented, and we're hoping to bring in the Caribbean community. Again, we're not telling you how to vote, but we want you to vote in the Public Service Commission election coming up. Extremely, extremely important. And we need you to come out on the 20th. Just to be there in numbers can have an amazing effect.
And I will show you that you will have the community, the Caribbean community involved, and we're going to make sure that informed people will make informed decision. And we thank you for bringing the information to the Caribbean Association of Georgia. And this platform has been aired on YouTube and also on Facebook. Right. And I want to let you know the Caribbean community are very much in sync, so you will have representation. With that being said, we have Veterans Day, and who could talk about veterans is no other than Philip Witter going to talk to us quickly about veterans.
Just real quickly before you get to Philip, Miss Gina. So after the November 4th election, there's an additional election after that. I know Georgia has a lot of elections, so there's another election after that people need to pay attention to, and that's November 19th.
No, it's okay. So I want to be real clear. It's not an election. Election day is November 4th. the Board of Commissioners votes on zoning issues every couple of months, and they have zoning cycles. What's happening on November 20th, we don't get a chance to vote. But believe me, if we show up in numbers like we have in the past, they will listen to us.
Okay.
Usually the bad stuff gets in because the Board of Commissioners votes. There's nobody there to speak up or to say, we need to rethink.
Okay. So it's just like a open forum and people just need to show up. Got it.
That's correct.
Okay, go ahead, Sion. Sorry
Yes,
about that.
we're
I
gonna
just
have
wanted that to be clear.
representation,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Gina.
And I
And
really
thank you very much.
apologize. I need to sign off because I've got something at 6.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much for having me. I'll send you a flyer that you can send out.
We will be grateful for that and send the information to Madam President, no other than Christy Newton. And now we welcome Mr. Philip, who's going to come and talk to us about Veterans Day. Mr. Philip, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Philip Whiters, and Madam President invited me to talk a little bit about Veterans Day. I was very honored to do so. I prepared a few remarks that I'll share with you this evening. I wanted to give like a theme or a title in it. That is honoring our veterans, one people, many flags, one purpose. I'm a veteran. I served in the United States Army. First as an enlisted, I got out as an E5 and went back to school, to college at Tuskegee University, and went through the ROTC program and got my commission as an officer. So serving in the military was, one of the best things I ever did, one of the greatest honors in my life. And it helped me, I think it helped strengthen my family as well. So today, as members and friends of the Caribbean Association of Georgia, we gather not only to celebrate, but to remember, to honor those who served, sacrificed, and stood tall in defense of freedom. On Veterans Day, we are reminded that courage and service have no single nationality or accent. They live in the hearts of all who are willing to protect others, even at great personal cost. Across generations, men and women from our Caribbean nations have proudly served in the United States Armed Forces and in their own country's defense forces. From the beaches of Normandy to the deserts of the Middle East, from peacekeeping missions in Haiti and humanitarian relief after storms in various parts of the world, our people have always stepped forward when called. They carry the rhythm of the islands in their hearts and the strength of their heritage in their spirit. There's a Caribbean proverb, I believe, that says, one cocoa full basket. It reminds us that great things are built through small, steady acts of contribution. Each veteran, whether they served one tour or a lifetime, have added their cocoa to the basket of our shared freedom. Together, they filled it with courage, honor, and sacrifice. Let us never forget that when a veteran returns home, their service does not end. They become mentors, teachers, community leaders, and examples for our youth. They remind us that discipline, loyalty, and love of country are values that transcend uniform and continue long after the battle is over. Tonight we say thank you. Thank you to the veterans among us, to those who served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Defense Forces across the Caribbean. Thank you for your bravery, your dignity, and your faith. Thank you for proving that our Caribbean roots and American service together create something powerful, a legacy of unity and strength. As we honor your service, let us also renew our commitment to peace, justice, and community, the very principles you fought to uphold. May we continue to build bridges across our islands and our adopted homeland. May God bless our veterans. May God bless the Caribbean, and may God bless the United States of America.
Thank you very much, Mr. Philip. Mr. Philip, you did an awesome and an amazing job. And what my greatest takeaway in all that you said, which is a lot, and the mic drop from you, one cocoa bill dam. My country, we say one dirty bill dam. So there's a similarity in the same meaning, but different lingo. Once again, thank you very much to be a part of this great organization and help us to encourage our veterans that we know they are long well needed and this service doesn't end at the end of their tenure in the uniform. Once again, thank you very much. And we are dealing with November EBT information for elders and disabled, what they can do. Now we're talking about hurricane relief efforts, and they're going to be done either by our President Christine or our Vice President Camille. They both are Jamaicans. So which one want to take the toss up? Go for it.
So I thank you, Philip, for that valuable speaking information for our veterans. Veterans Day is November 11th. Now, I wanted to speak on the EBT issue I know a lot of people are going through it at this time. So I wanted to come on and give them some options and just information on where they can, may find some food or some help. So there's a site called foodpantries.org. Foodpantries.org has a listing of the different counties that you can find food pantry to get some food. So foodpantries.org will get you some help. There's also some confusion out there that if people have their money on their EBT now, if they're going to be able to use it today, because effective today, there's no additional monies added. Yes, they will be able to use the balances left on their EBT that is left over. They will be able to use it. So I just wanted to clarify those things and go to foodpantries.org, click on your county, and you'll be able to get some help there. And we're working on some other things, but for now, foodpantries.org will get you some help. What was the other thing, Sion?
Hurricane relief.
Okay. So Camille can take that away. She was at the Miss Elaine Bryant function today. So she has some updates and I can, join in afterwards.
Madam VP?
If she's not quite ready, then I will go ahead and
No, I was double muted. I'm sorry.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, right. So basically is I just want to say hello everybody. So I was late. Just had to be rushing. Today was a rush day. But as you know, with all the devastation, it's so heartbreaking of what's going on in Jamaica. And basically, as Caribbean Association of Georgia, we do have the website that you can go to get information, which is caribbeangeorgia.org, because at the meeting I learned that there's a lot of I guess I could
Scamming.
use that word scammers that's going on. So there's all these different websites. So yes, as Christine will tell you later, because she has a lot of resources for drop-off location, and plus the Jamaican consulate of Atlanta, Dr. Elaine Bryant, she has a list as well. You can go on their website, on her Facebook page, to get locations for drop-offs, because there's a lot of confusions and you don't want items to be in the wrong hands. So, I'm with Caribbean Association of Georgia, the VP. So I say it's safe to, if you have something to give to us, or to go to the consulate. Just be careful of what avenues you're going into. And that's the most I got from that meeting. They had a doctor there talking about mental health, because there's a lot of people going through, because some people still can't find their family. Their families are missing. You have people walking around, with missing children, they don't know who kids they are, because they just found them, floating around. So it's very deep of what's going on. We have people who have absolutely nothing. They just on the grass with debris, and that's their home for now. And they have people robbing them, at night, and there's just a lot going on. So we encourage you to donate to the right channel, give to the right channel. And that's all I have to say. We will, overcome one day, but it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. Okay,
People
Kristen.
can donate tonight. There is a drop-off location. Says November 1st, drop-off location, Jay's Caribbean Cuisine. But there is a list, and I put them on our social media page. I will also have them on the website. But it's on our social media page. We have the list of items needed. I also sent it out in the newsletter today. So if you're not getting our newsletter, please send us an email at caribbeangeorgia.org. I have the list of the needed items, the items that is needed right now. Right now, we're doing monetary donations from CAG. We're getting it to the people on the ground that need it. So there are people in place, and I've been working with the ambassador in Washington, along with a group, a huge group here in Georgia, with Ambassador Mary in Miami and a lot of different organizations. So we're coordinating, and I'm disseminating the correct information on all our page. So if you need information, just go to our Facebook page or TikTok. We have it there. I will have it on the website soon. So if you have something to donate, look at the list before you go, please, because there are needed items right now. Later on, clothes and stuff like that can come, but right now they're in need of, say, roof, flashlights, stuff like that. And I'm looking at the list of things: toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, diapers, bar soaps, especially tarps, because most people, the roof is gone. Wash rags, flashlights, batteries, and the list goes on. So those are the things that are needed now: peanut butter, sardines, stuff like that. So go to our website and go especially to our Facebook page. Most of that information is there. There are different organizations doing different things, and we are working cohesively to, get the people the information and the assistance that they need. So, there's a National Emergency Operations Center number, and I'll just give you one of them on here. It's 876-906-7668. That information is also on our page. For drop-off location, you can find, it's a long list, guys. So it's all over Georgia. And so I have that information in our newsletter that went out, and it's on our Facebook page. Just go to Caribbean Georgia Facebook page or TikTok. It's there. It's a long list, so just look for the one that's closest to your area. And that's what I have for the hurricane relief. There, a lot of questions are asked. What is CAG doing? CAG right now is doing monetary donation. If you want to donate, go to caribbeangeorgia.org /relief. Because we are working with all the other organizations. If you need to know where to drop stuff, just give us a call at 678-902-4224. So we're working cohesively with a large group of us all over Georgia, all the different organizations, AJA and so forth. So if you have questions, we're here to answer and point you in the right direction. Sion, that's what I have for hurricane relief at this time.
So we'll ask you to join so you can have our mailing list, join to our mailing list, join to our email list, and you can join to our membership list, and you will be well informed of what's going on in Caribbean Association of Georgia. And like I said earlier, our president and our vice president, they are Jamaican. So they are well aware how to simulate the products and all donations better than anyone else leading our organization that are not Jamaicans.
Now, I wanted to mention there are people asking about, volunteering to help and so forth. All the list of locations, they will need help. So you can go or call them. The number is on the form on the website and on the Facebook page of where you can go and assist. I just want to mention one other thing while I'm here. the two things that CAG have coming up in addition to this, we're feeding the homeless along with
Toys for Tots.
Global Connections Ministry with December 12th. And so if you have food donations, give us a call, send us a message, caribbeangeorgia@gmail.com, and we can get those items to the men that need it downtown. We also are going to have Toys for Tots toy giveaway, but we need additional bikes. So if you have sources or resources to get us additional bikes and so forth, let us know. The toy giveaway will be December 20th. And if you would like to donate, because there's a lot of things going on. So if you have it and want to donate, go to caribbeangeorgia.org. Back to you, Sion.
And also the president, I know we are rushing in the interest of time, but also for December, if you have a restaurant, you want to donate for that event, a pan of macaroni, some peas and rice, some curry goat, some oxtail. And if you don't have a restaurant, but you want your organization to be a part of that initiative, you can know the cost for a pan of food or some escabeche fish or whatever it is, and you can have it ordered and delivered to us. Or if you don't want to go through the whole route, you can call us and say, look, this is my donation to feed the veterans. I'm giving to 2 pans of macaroni, or I'm giving to a big jug of sorrel or Marby drinks, or I'm giving a whole case of Vitamalt, or I'm going to send someone to entertain them for 5 minutes. Or you know what? I have a son or a daughter who I will send to be a volunteer to help to put on a nice apron and to serve them. We will welcome, because we are a humanitarian organization. We don't have money to pay anyone. The faster the money come in, the money is going back into a community initiative. With that being said, thank you to get on board. And our Madam VP is Camille Fitzsimmons, and she's going to deal with membership.
Okay, yes, guys. So we have students membership, seniors, and family memberships. And all the information is on our website, caribbeangeorgia.org. Become a member, as Sion said, and Christine, is a wonderful organization to be a part of. Volunteer today and join and, get involved and make a difference. So please go to our website and read up all about us and see all the different areas you can, volunteer. If you don't want to do feed the homeless, you can go and do Toys for Tots, or we have our festival where we have, I met some students from Morehouse College today at the event and they're interested. So, join in and be a part of the community, make a difference.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. And also,
Sion, I'm sorry. In addition to that, the 2026, we're looking for people that want to be on the board. It's a new election year, not only for regular voting, but every 2 years, we either bring in a new board or, folks want to nominate. If you want to nominate someone, if you want to be on the board, this is the time. That information is on the newsletter go out, and it will be on the website shortly. So, consider being on the board for CAG. We can use your skill, your expertise, and have about maybe 6 to 8 hours each month to just give back. So that information is coming out, and the election is in December.
Thank you to our hard-working president. She worked harder than how she looks. Yes, Madam Vice President, will you have some Q&A for us from the beautiful Dominica Republic, Suriname, and Antigua and Barbados?
Well, not all of them, but I have Christine, do you have your Jeopardy music or no? Just go ahead. All right, well, all right, I'll go ahead with my Q&A, as Sion said. All right, so if you know the answer, just put it up in the chat. On November 3rd, 1978, Dominica achieved full independence with blank, blank, blank as its first prime minister. Just put it in the chat. Don't blurt it out. Just put it in the chat. So on November 3rd, 1978, Dominica achieved full independence with blank, blank, blank as its first prime minister. Everybody don't go at once now. That's for Dominica. Anybody?
Madam Vice President,
Yes.
I just want to make a correction. It's Dominica,
Dominica. What did I say? Dominica?
Dominica,
Oh, like Dominica. No, say it one more time.
Dominica.
Dominica. Dominica. See, I stand corrected. Dominica. Nobody knows the answer? All right. Well, it's
Well, you could ask me, but I guess I'll leave it for everyone else. I don't want to say
right.
anything.
You could say it though. Go ahead. Let them know. Yes. What's the answer?
Oh, Patrick, Roland, John.
Very good.
I
Yay!
knew that. I was
Uh,
going to say that.
Yay! All right. All right. So, all right, let's do the next one now. All right. So we're going into, all right, Antigua. The national dish, and Norma, you can't answer. The national dish of Antigua is blank, and blank is a cornmeal based dish similar to, let me make this larger. A cornmeal based dish similar to polenta or grits, often made with okra, and it is traditionally served with blank, a hearty, slow cooked stew made with meat and vegetables. And Miss Norma did mention that earlier. And
Pepper pot.
who's
Yes.
who is that?
She said Bungie and put pepper pot.
All right, who said that?
The other
Miss
lady, but that's the one I did
Miss
mention it.
Kim? All right, yes,
Yes.
definitely. That's
And
that's
it's
correct.
tripe. Tripe was the thing that they make pepper pot from that I could not remember.
Mm.
But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. But Guyana doesn't use tripe though, right?
Mm-mm.
Yes, we
Mm-mm.
do use tripe.
In a pepper pot? Okay, I
Yes,
didn't
we
know
use
that.
tripe in our pepper pot too.
Okay. And I have one more. It was Barbados. The United States recognized Barbados' independence on the same day it was granted, November 30th, 1966, by opening the American embassy in blank. What area? Does anybody know? I know Barbados was here. Um, but all right, well, I guess I'll just tell you. I don't anybody in the chat.
You'll be Bridgetown?
Yes, very good. Yay! Yes. All right, all right. All right, and that's all I have for you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have some bright students here today.
Yes, they know their stuff. Don't mess with them. Very
So,
good.
so once again, thank you, Madam Vice President, and thank each and everyone to take busy time off of your schedule to come bring information to this great organization. Your presence, you do your research, and you make sure you come and be a part of this organization. And we trust that you will get more involved, more participation, and not only for yourself. Bring someone on along, share the information outside of this room, get it into spaces and places. Caribbean Association is a great organization that deserve your presence, deserve your participation, and also a few tidbits of your resources. So with that being said, it's 5:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I stand to say that this meeting is about to
6:18.
turn.
Six.
Yes, 6:18 p.m. And I stand at this moment to let this meeting be adjourned. All who say nay. All in favor of the meeting adjourned say nay.
Nay.
And all who's not in favor of this meeting adjourned say nay. Okay.
It's supposed to say aye.
I
Aye, that was like, wait a minute.
You got
Once
it
again,
backwards.
this meeting will be adjourned, and have a great and productive evening. And any other information that when you go back into recollection, you wish you have the opportunity to share it, you can still reach out to our organization in terms of your flyer, upcoming event, and wherever you need a representative, you need to give us a little spotlight in a table or something, a tent, or someone to give a short speech at your event representing Caribbean Association of Georgia. We will so be welcome to be a part because we like to be spotlighted and we are a community-minded organization. Once again, you're familiar with your president, who is the beautiful young lady with that beautiful glasses, and the young lady also with that beautiful headphone that is white in color, or probably can be cream depending on our lighting background. That is our vice president. We have Norma with us, and yours truly, your sergeant at arms. Have a great evening. God bless you.
Good evening.